Talk about a U-turn, guys. Talk about a U-turn. Just in the pre-market, SPY was trading at $410 a share, and it went all the way up to $428 at close, meaning it went up over 4% throughout the day. We had the Russell up about 5% throughout the day. The Dow went up about 3%, and get ready to have your socks blown off because Triple Q, which tracks the NASDAQ 100. Are you ready for this, guys? This one up 7% from 317, the low in pre-market, to about 340 where it closed. It went up over 7%. That is unreal. So we have to break down the markets in this video, stocks, earnings, my thoughts. So if you all find value, hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, and make sure to get your free stocks from Moomoo. You could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. Use my link down below, deposit at least $100, and you could get those stocks again, link down below. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So talk about volatility, right? And the funny thing is the VIX went down on the day, down 2.2%. If I pull up the VIX chart, you can see volatility was very high in the pre-market, and it dwindled down throughout the day. The VIX was up above 37, and we went all the way down to about 30 at close. And you all know what happened today. We don't have to break that down in this video. You all know what's going on. My thoughts, my prayers out to Ukraine. Hopefully, I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully this doesn't escalate to even worse measures. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but again, my thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. I hope this gets resolved. And the markets, talking about the stock market here, we're not a geopolitical channel. Well, I guess we do talk a little bit about it, but going to the stock market, this had a ridiculous rally to the point where it surprised the heck out of me. I'm not going to lie. It really did surprise the heck out of me. And if I pull up the SPY chart, we can see it kind of makes sense at the end of the day. So now that I'm thinking about it, did it really surprise me? It did a little bit, but at the end of the day, stocks, they go down a lot, and then they have the snapback rallies. We talk about this all the time. When we get way too oversold, we usually have these relief rallies, these dead cat bounces, whatever you want to call it. And that's kind of what we got today. When we got that news last night, at least it was night here on the East Coast, about, the attack, the invasion, when we got that news, the futures dropped like a brick. And in the morning, everything was a freaking bloodbath. So at that point, we were extremely oversold on SPY. Disgustingly oversold. This thing pretty much went down in a straight line from 457 to about 410. It dropped 10% in just the past 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So it makes sense to me that we are getting a little bit of a relief rally. But I guess what did surprise me is the fact that we got it on the news of the attack, this snapback rally. Maybe it's because of the president's speech, who the heck knows, the sanctions, all that stuff. Maybe that played a role in it, but overall, that's what we got, and that's what we have to look at, the chart that's right in front of us, right? That's what's going on. And we had I didn't even mention what we closed, how much in the green we did close. The NASDAQ was down 3%. It closed up 3.5%. The Russell closed up 2.7%. We had the S&P up 1.5%, and the Dow closed up about 0.3%. So again, talk about a snapback rally. Talk about a U-turn rally. And it's the same thing with Triple Q. This thing got very oversold. It sold off in pretty much a straight line in the past 10 days, 2 weeks. It is down 10, 12, 13%. It's well in a bear market, or at least it was. Let me see if it still is, actually. We should look at that together. It's actually not in a bear market anymore. Triple Q is only down 16%, but it went down so quickly, it makes sense that we're bouncing. And look at where we bounced. Look at where we bounced, guys. Not to toot my own horn, but did I not say 315, 317, 316? Did I not say that's a big support? Well, it is, because it bounced right at that point, which was the low from the middle of May in 21, and that's where we got the relief rally. So the question is this legit? I don't think it is. I'm being point blank, period, straight to the point. I think this is a dead cat bounce. I think it's a bull trap, and the charts have to prove me otherwise, for me to change my mind. At this point, we're in the beginning stages of this invasion, the attacks, the sanctions, who knows what's going to happen. And you guys know the stock market freaking hates uncertainty. So at this point, all we have is uncertainty. All we have is uncertainty. And we have the Fed meeting coming up. And that's kind of on the back burner now. I feel like everybody's focused on Russia, Ukraine, the geopolitical stuff. And people don't realize, well, they do, but it's on the back burner. The Fed meeting's creeping up. That's probably going to cause more volatility, more fear, uncertainty. So at this point, we did get that snapback, which is nice, but we are right by a huge resistance on this 1 hour chart for triple Q and for SPY. You guys can see we're right by the 180 moving average. So I wouldn't be surprised whether it's tomorrow, maybe the day after. Well, I guess tomorrow's Friday, maybe Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if we did start selling off again, especially if we don't break out of 345 on triple Q. 345 is a big resistance. And if SPY fails, let's say at about 430, 435, this could easily drop like a brick again. So I'm not trying to be a doomsdayer. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm not a perma bear. You know this, but I'm just being honest, keeping it real, and just looking at the charts, and that's what the charts are telling me. So what do you guys think? Drop me a comment, hit the like button, let me know your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. What the heck are you doing? You're not subscribed? Subscribe and get your 5 stocks for Moo, link down below. Now, let's talk about some of these stocks, and mind you guys, my entire watch list, other than 4 or 5 stocks today, did very, very well. We had Palantir up 13.5%. DraftKings up over 11%, which I own DraftKings. Macy's up 9%. GameStop, Upwork, CRM, the list goes on. These stocks did very well. And we had Tesla have an insane rally today. This stock was under $700 a share pre-market, and it rallied all the way up to 800. So this thing from 690 to 800, it ran 15% throughout the day today. And it could be a dead cat bounce. I was about to say dead cow bounce. We might have to make that up. I might have to trademark that, guys. Dead cow bounce. But it might be a dead cat bounce, guys. That's just the reality of the matter. And when it comes to these different stocks, I'm kind of thinking this for all of these stocks at this point. I'm not convinced that we're just rallying now just because we had one green day. Again, there's just too much uncertainty out there. So let's take a look at some earnings. Square, also known as Block, reported earnings today after hours. And mind you, this stock went up 7% on the day. Let's see the intraday action, or the post-market action, rather. We closed at 94. It shot to 104. Now we're trading at about $91 a share. Voice crack. So let's see what they did. 27 cents EPS versus 22 cents estimated. Sales at 4.08 billion versus 4.03. So they double beat sales and EPS. And I'm not seeing anything in terms of guidance, but the fact that they double beat and they pulled a profit, hey, kudos to Square, because they're going to need some good news to get the stock back out of these moving averages. Because look, clearly on the 4-hour chart, this thing has been destroyed from $2.89 to now $80 it was earlier in the pre-market. This thing dropped about 70% from top to bottom, and who knows, the bottom might not be in yet. This could easily go much lower. So at this point, Square, they had a pretty good quarter. They're going to need to do this multiple quarters in a row. We're going to have to see that guidance ramp up, and I'm not sure if we have guidance yet. Probably during that earnings call we'll get that. And if we do get that, those couple of quarters in a row, maybe Square starts coming back. But until then, it's in a downtrend. I would be very careful with it as a trade and as a long-term investment. If you want a dollar cost average, by all means. This is when you buy stocks, guys, for the long term, when they're getting destroyed, especially if they're strong companies that have a lot of potential. That is when you want to buy them, right? So Square double beat. Coinbase, let's see what Coinbase did. Probably not well. Yeah, look at that. It's not doing well. They closed at 180. Up 4% on the day. Now the stock's trading at 167. So it is down after market hours on sales of what? What is it here? 2.5 billion versus 1.9 billion. Holy crap. So they crushed sales, and EPS came in at $3.32. I wonder what the estimate was on that. Let's see here. Coinbase sees full year 22 annual average retail MTUs. What's MTU stand for? Monthly monthly something users, 5 to 15 million. That's a pretty wide range there. Okay. And again, this stock is down about $12. Let's see on a percentage basis how much it is down after market hours. Wow, it is down about 7%. So this thing is giving back all of its gains and some in the aftermarket hours. And like Square, this company, or the stock rather, is downtrending. It's clearly downtrending. It's not breaking out quite yet. And we have to treat it accordingly. Meaning, if we want to trade this on a breakout, we have to wait for the breakout, which we're not getting yet. But if you want to average into it, again, by all means, if you're a long-term investor and you want to own Coinbase, now is the time to start building a position. And I'm not telling you what to do with specific stocks. I'm just talking in general. When stocks go down, that is when you want to average in. So Coinbase, Square, not too shabby when it comes to earnings. Let's see Etsy. Etsy reported ETSY. Let's pop it up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Etsy went up 10% on the day. It closed up 10%, and now it's up another 16%. Holy crap. So Etsy's up, 30% roughly from this morning. So that's fantastic. Let's see what they did. They did $1.11 EPS versus 79 cents estimated. So they destroyed the EPS estimate. And let's see here, sales. 717.14 million in sales versus 685 estimated. So they crushed EPS, crushed revenue, and let's see here. They see Q1 sales. That's interesting. They see Q1 sales of 565 to 590 million versus 628 million estimated. So their Q1 sales guidance is well under the estimate. And that's interesting. How is the stock moving up then? That's weird. So they beat EPS and revenue by a wide margin. That's got to be it. But they guided down for Q1. Maybe full year 22 sales are pretty solid. That might be it. Maybe they're going to have a rough Q1 followed by a snapback in the second half of the year. That's possible. So Etsy at this point is it's doing pretty well. But like I said with Square and Coinbase, the same applies to Etsy. It's still on a downtrend. We are now moving above the 50 moving average, but we're not above the 180 moving average yet, which we're gonna see resistance at about 155, 160. If we start getting out of there, maybe Etsy starts to reverse, but we're not there yet. So I'm going to put my alert at $160 a share. We'll be watching it. Etsy, ETSY is the ticker. We also had Alibaba today, guys. Alibaba reported this morning, and I did look at this earnings report already. They double missed, I believe. Actually, no, they beat EPS, 265 versus 255 EPS. And we had revenue of 38.07 million, or billion rather, imagine million. Billion, 38.07 billion versus 38.83. So they missed sales, but they beat EPS, which is nice. And the stock is in a directional downtrend. All of these are. I mean, pretty much every chart you pull up on the 4-hour chart, guys, 4-hour time frame, all these stocks are in a downtrend. And Alibaba is one that I do own. I've been buying it, not recently, but I already kind of built out my position. I might buy more. I'm debating it, but really there's no need to buy more at this point because I'm fine with my average cost. It's at about 150 roughly. And yes, I'm down. Hit the dislike button. Oh, Stash, you're a moron. Say whatever you want, but I'm in this for the long term. And like I said, when it comes to long-term investing, everybody's different. Everybody likes different strategies. But for me, when I like a business and I want to take a risk on it, which Baba is a pretty big risk, but hey, I like it. I'm going for it. I'm buying on the way down, and I'm just holding. I'm buying and holding. That's what I'm doing with Alibaba. And yeah, that's their earnings. They missed revenue, beat EPS, and the stock was pretty much unchanged in terms of today's session, down only 0.7% on the day. So that's Alibaba. Let's pop up Intuit. Let's see what's going on with Intuit. And by the way, do you guys like my hat? Take a look at this. I don't even know what these hats are called, but they kind of remind me of the NFL in like the 30s or 40s or something like that. For some reason, I don't know why. Let me know what these hats are called. If you guys have any freaking idea, drop me a comment in the comments. So let's take a look at Intuit. Intuit is down a good chunk recently, the past couple of months, like most stocks are, right? This thing's down 6.5%. It went up 6.5% today. Overall, in the past couple of months, it's down 40%. So let's see what they reported. It seems like the stock is down after hours. It is down about $30 after market hours. So let's see here. They did $1.55 EPS versus $1.85. Ooh, so they missed EPS by a long shot, and they missed sales, $2.67 billion versus $2.73 billion estimated. So double miss for Intuit. And let's see here, full year 22 EPS guidance of around $11.48 to $11.64 versus $11.70 estimated. So that's under the estimate. And sales guidance for full year is under the estimate. So that makes sense as to why Intuit is selling off like crazy right now. And if I show you all this chart, what do you see that's similar to the other ones? Well, it's in a directional downtrend, and it's not looking like it wants to reverse anytime soon. So if we're trading this, we're going to have to be careful, right? Just because a stock is in a downtrend doesn't mean it's on a no trade list, but we have to pinpoint our entries and exits. And if this gets very oversold, maybe down to 430, 440, maybe we can get in on a dead cat bounce or a relief rally. So that's kind of what I'm going to be watching and waiting for. But with that being said, I'm being very cautious, guys. The next stock here is Beyond Meat, which is probably getting slaughtered. What else is new? Yup. It is down to $40 a share. Unreal, guys. So let's see what they did. They lost $1.27 EPS versus the 71-cent loss estimated, so that missed. Sales came in at $100.7 million versus $101.3 million estimated, so double miss for Beyond Meat. I'm not surprised. And they see full year 22 sales way under the estimate. Not surprised. So at this point, this is a dumpster fire stock. I don't want to offend anybody out there that holds Beyond Meat, but it's down 80% from all-time highs, and it's just been in a straight-up downtrend. I feel like nothing positive has come out of Beyond Meat, and I've tried the products. I've seen, the business over the past year, 2 years, and I feel like it's gotten a bit stale. Maybe that's why they've been struggling. I haven't seen anything new. I haven't seen any, promotions in fast food restaurants, even though I don't really eat fast food ever. But I haven't seen anything, ads or anything in terms of different marketing materials, right? So maybe Beyond Meat, not maybe. They are going through a rough time period right now, and I'm not saying they're going to go bankrupt, but at this point in time, they're going through it. They are going through it. The stock's getting hammered. Their earnings are just freaking horrible. I remember the past couple of quarters, it's just been rough. So Beyond Meat, I wouldn't touch it, honestly. This could be one. I don't want to say I'm going to short it, because it's already down 80%. How much lower could it go? But I wouldn't be surprised, with that being said, even though I'm kind of scared to short it, I wouldn't be surprised if it did go 30, 35 a share, maybe under that. It could happen. It could happen. So Beyond Meat, watch out for it. Be very careful with it. And we also had Open Door report today, which is the last stock of this video. Let's see what they're doing. They did about, let's see here, $3.82 million in revenue. That goes to show this is a very small company. Wait, is that wrong? That's got to be wrong. $3 million in revenue? What? But they lost $190 million? No, it's got to be billion. Yeah, that's got to be billion. That's a typo. So they did $3.8 billion in revenue, lost about $190 million in Q4, which equates to about 31 cents a share loss. And they see Q1 sales of 4.1 to 4.3 billion versus the 3.3 billion. Wow, look at that. That's a huge guide up on Q1 sales. So this stock's got to be moving, right? Whoa, this thing went up 19% on the day. Oh my goodness. And it went up to $12 after hours. Now it's down after hours after reporting that guidance. That doesn't make sense to me, but in these markets, what does make sense at the end of the day? What does make sense? So, watch out for Open Door, guys. We'll pull up this 4-hour chart again. I'll put my alert right by the 180 moving average. If this thing breaks out of, let's say, $11 a share, we really could start moving. And who knows, if they nail the next couple of quarters like this guidance that we're seeing is showing, hey, this might be a good play moving forward. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Square, Coinbase, Etsy, Alibaba, Intuit, Beyond Meat, Open Door. Those are 7 stocks that I'm looking at now. And my thoughts on the markets. And again, prayers to everybody out there in Ukraine. I'm serious. I really freaking hope, this ends in a good way. I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, nobody knows, but nobody wants this. Let's just put it that way. Nobody wants what's going on right now. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, and make sure to get your 5 stocks from Moomoo and join my Patreon. Both of those are linked down below. If you want your 5 stocks from Moomoo, use my link, deposit at least $100, and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. It's the best promotion right now. Get your free money, link down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.